Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, July 28th, 2014. What's going on? How are you? How's it going? I just got back from Montreal, Canada, doing the wonderful Montreal Comedy Festival. I had an awesome time up there. I hosted one of their galas, which is a big deal. And, I'm not big on hosting. I'm not big on hosting because my bits are long, and it's sort of like I don't really know how to write a joke, so there's a lot of cursing and making faces, and I build momentum off of that. So I just keep fucking rolling with that, and before people realize it, they've listened to an hour of my shit, and I get out of there. But if I host, I got to keep coming back out, and I got to get that energy going again, and it's fucking exhausting. So, to be honest with you, I didn't want to do it. So you're probably like, well, Bill, then why the fuck did you say, yeah, I'll do it? I'll tell you why. Because I bought the Money Pit house. That's why. Thursday, I flew up to Montreal, one of my favorite cities, with the team I don't like the most, the fucking Canadians. I don't mind them, whatever. You know what? PK Subban came down to one of the galas. I thought he was coming down to my gala. I was really excited to meet the guy because I wanted to ask him about that whole because it really seemed when, Sean squirted the water in his face, like we had him, and then they did that, and then they just fucking rallied, and they won Game 6 and 7. I was dying to hear what the fuck he had to say on that, and of course he was at another gala. Oh, well. So anyway, I went up there Thursday and landed, got over and did this show, Paul Provenza's Green Room. And it was like sort of this remembering all the great comics who've passed. It was, Patrice, Schimmel, Greg Giraldo, John Panette, Mitch Hedberg, and on and on and on and on and on. And we, told a bunch of funny stories and gave each other shit. I guess people enjoyed it. Robert Schimmel, I don't know if I said him. And, it was a good time. Even though I was dreading it, it actually turned out to be a really good time. But then afterwards, somebody mentioned that we forgot to bring up Otto and George, and I was just like, oh, man. So I felt bad about that. But either way, started off well. And then just every night, me, Verzi, and Tony V, the great Tony V, ended up at a cigar bar every night at the end, smoking Cuban cigars. And I got to be honest with you, I was done after 2 nights. I can't smoke a cigar 3 nights in a fucking row, but Verzi is a fucking animal. And by the third night, Tony V had gone back. So it was just me and Verzi. I got like a small one, and even then, I feel like I stood behind a bus. Like usually, I buy a box of Cubans and I bring them back, and at this point, I didn't even want them. It's like I need to take time off of this shit. This is too much. So I think I'm on the wagon again. You know how I do it. I don't know how to. I'm going to have 20 of them and fucking cigars every night, or I just say fuck it for like 60, 70 days. It works for me. All right? So go fuck yourself with your rolling of your eyes. Can't help it if I don't have any willpower. Actually, I do have willpower for 70 days. And then I'm good. But I want to thank Tony V. Tony V, I went up there and they had this award show thing, and they were giving out these awards for comedy, which is, silly. But, what are you going to do? They've done a bunch of shit for me. If it was anybody else, I would have been like, no, I don't want to go. You know what? I'm working. But it's the Montreal Comedy Fest. Who doesn't want to go to Montreal? So I went up there and I had Tony V do the intro, and he fucking absolutely crushed it. And I don't know, that was a great time. And then the next night I did the gala, and I got to give a shout out to the people that were on the show, man. They were great. This dude Mark Forward, who I worked with in Toronto, was hilarious. And we had worked in Toronto like the end of last year, and I saw growth in him, like major growth since the last time I was with him. He was fucking great. God damn it, I hope I don't forget anybody. Michael Che, who I wasn't familiar with. I made sure I went out on YouTube and I watched everybody before I went out there because I wasn't allowed to say he's been on this show or this show because we were up in Canada. And I watched his Letterman set. The guy was phenomenal. And then his jokes at the gala were even better. Shit, I'm getting old. Oh, Verzi. Verzi was on the show. Nikki Glazer, she was on it. That's how old I am. The show was literally 2 days ago. Oh, and then Chris D'Elia, he comes out, absolutely fucking murders it. He's a beast. And then Dom Herrera walked out, closed it out. Oh, wait. Kurt Metzger. I almost said Bert Kreischer. That's how fucking old I am. Kurt Metzger came out. He did this fucking bit. And what killed me was the I don't want to ruin the joke because I don't want to do his bits, but he did this bit and he was so clearly being absurd. And it was fucking hilarious. It was a bit about, girls in their teens committing suicide, and he had a solution as to what to do to prevent them from not killing themselves. And it was fucking hilarious. It was absurd. But the reviewer was just like, it didn't go over well at the gala, and it did go well on the Nasty Show. It's like, yeah, that's not his fault. You fucking idiots. Do you think he's being serious? There's nothing that gets, a lot of shit gets me going, but that really fucking annoys me when the critic doesn't even get the joke and they're blaming the comedian. Whatever. All right. So he fucking killed. The whole fucking show was great. The show was great, and I was actually, I was dreading doing it because, like I said, I was hosting and I was outside of my comfort zone. You know what it is? It goes back to early in my career where I hosted a show at the Comedy Connection in Providence, Rhode Island, and I ate my balls so fucking bad. And the thing about it is if you're just doing a set, if you go up and bomb, as bad as it is, you're tearing the Band-Aid off. Whatever you're doing 10 minutes, you're getting it over with. It's going by in real time. If you're hosting, you go up and eat your balls, you get off, you got to go back up again. Eat your balls, bring up the next guy, go back up again. You just have to keep going back up. And it's not like you get to start over again. They're like, oh yeah, that guy that we don't like. And it just keeps going on and on for the duration of the show, which is going to be at least 90 minutes. So for 90 minutes, you're eating your balls. Even when you're not up there eating it, you're in the green room dreading, and you're making a set list. What if I did this joke? Freaking the fuck out. So I think that I actually have a phobia, or I did anyways. Had a phobia of fucking hosting, and that got rid of it. You see that? When you got dry rot on the bottom of your fucking house, you can get over a lot of fears. What else did I do up in Montreal besides booze my face off? Oh, I did radio. I did some radio. I did Rich and Bonnie's podcast. Going in there knowing full well that it was going to be some of the most awkward moments in the history of radio, which is basically what a podcast is. I don't know why they call it a podcast. It's a fucking radio show. What is this podcasting? How would you describe it? Well, have you listened to the radio? It's that, except it's on the internet. Interesting. So if you've never listened to the Rich and Bonnie podcast, My Wife Hates Me, I would highly recommend it. And I went on this thing knowing that it was going to be brutal. And then me and Bonnie, we got this fucking thing where we like each other, but our conversations do not link up. You ever have something like that? Somebody you just cannot, like you just, it's just been a 20-year misunderstanding between the two of us. I never know what she's saying. She never knows what I'm saying. And it just leads us to these fucking dead ends where we just both look at each other, shake our heads, and walk away, and then start over again at the top of the street. So that's essentially, if you'd like to listen to like an hour of that, with Rich Voss telling stories that really have nothing to do with what me and Bonnie are attempting to say to one another. I highly recommend it. I'm fucking around. It was a great time. People really seemed to enjoy it. And then also there was some really funny comics in the crowd. Judy Gold, people like that chiming in and that type of stuff, adding to it. So, and this one old guy who fell asleep 2 minutes into it, and we actually sent him. Sorry, just had the hiccups there. I wasn't getting emotional. We actually sent him off into the corner so he could sleep and his friends could watch. And he nodded off for the whole show. I think we got a picture of him. All right, and then that was it. I did the Opie and Jimmy show. And I think that was it. That's what I did. That was my festival. And another one. Another Montreal Comedy Festival down the fucking tubes.